Praise the Lord. As we continue, we will have INT'L talk for 15 minutes. That will be taken by a doctor, and after that we will take a welcoming of guests, announcement, and then the Bible reading. Let's put our hands together as we welcome our doctor for INT'L talk, 15 minutes.
Praise the Lord. Our INT'L talk this morning is going to be a very brief discussion on the benefits of blood donations. The benefits of blood donation. Blood donation simply is giving out your blood, or the blood of the donor. Who gives blood is called a donor. And so giving out your blood or donating your blood to be given to the needy who is anemic is called blood donation. And blood donation is as old as the medical practice itself. But to us in this part of the world is something very strange and something very dreadful. People are afraid. People run away from the hospital each time the issue of blood donation is confronting them. I have seen in my practice the husband abandoned the wife in the hospital. Who loved the sister so much to bring her to the hospital and paid deposit for admission. But when the issue of blood donation comes, he leaves the hospital. And young before area by Yana so. Abo mi mane niye manado sentus you know. But the essence of this talk this morning is to allay the fear, to remove the fear from us and the notions, the wrong understanding that we have about blood donation. As a matter of fact, it is highly encouraged in the developed world and countries. People freely goes to hospital or the blood bank to give blood. Even though a blood banking system is underdeveloped, is not well developed and managed well, that is not a reason for us to refuse to donate blood. Why are we encouraging blood donation and the benefits? Number one is that when you give out blood, usually a pint, which is about 750 mils, is less than a liter. It stimulates the bone marrow to bring out new blood, and this new blood is very young, is very active. And as you have young and active blood flowing through your system, you too become very young and very active. And then the number two reason is that it promotes the health of the cardiovascular system. Cardiovascular system is simply the heart and the blood vessels. What the heart does is to pump the blood to all parts of the body. And when the volume of the blood in your system is less, is low, by the reason of constant blood donation, it gives the heart and the circulatory system a normal volume to pump at ease. And so when the heart and the blood vessels circulate blood at ease in the body, it promotes their health, the health of the heart and the health of the blood vessels. And also, every blood vessels, especially the white blood corpuscles, which is really the issue here. When someone is anemic, or when someone doesn't have adequate blood for his health and needs blood, it is the red blood corpuscles, the red blood cells that we are talking about here. And every red blood cells in your body, in my body, lives for 120 days. And so 120 days is about 4 months. It's about 4 months. And when the blood stays in your system for about 4 months, it becomes old and become ineffective. It does not really deliver the oxygen that you need for your healthy living. And so why allow the old blood to stay in your system when you don't really need it? Why not let it go so that new one that is very active and very agile can be formed for your good health? And so when you donate blood, you are sending out the old blood out of your system and encouraging the development of the new, young, and active blood. And again, when the blood is old, it dies after 120 days. And when it dies, the iron content of the red blood cells is retained within your body. And when you have excess of the iron content of the red blood cells, it enhances the development of diseases that has to do with excess iron in the body. And so when you are in the habit of donating blood when necessary, as a matter of fact, one can donate every 3 months, but it is encouraged that it should be at least twice a year. At least every 6 months you should walk into a hospital and give out 750 mils of blood. And when you do that, you exempt yourself from developing diseases that has to do with excess iron in the body. The fourth reason is that blood donation reduces the risk of cancer development, because the excess iron and the free radicals that enhances cancer development or formation in the body are being sent out. And so when you are in the habit of donating blood, you are excusing yourself from the risk of having cancer. And cancer is a debilitating and very dangerous illness to have. The fifth reason is that it gives you the opportunity to have free blood checks, because everyone whose blood is to be bled for the purpose of donation, of giving it to the needy, the anemic, is always tested. You are tested fully. Your system is checked for all blood-borne diseases: malaria, hepatitis, syphilis, and all diseases, HIV, Ebola, and the current one, which is transmitted by rat now, Lassa fever. So when you are in the habit of donating blood, each time you go for the donation, you have a free check to exclude all these blood-borne diseases from your system. And when it is found, you also have the opportunity for free treatment, even though your blood will not be allowed to be donated at that particular instance until you are fully treated. The last reason is that anytime blood donation is mentioned or talked about, the life of someone is at critical state. The life of someone is always in danger when the issue of blood donation is raised. And so when you are opportune to give blood and you do, the joy of being partner in life saving becomes your portion. And you know that the thing about joy is that joy enhances longevity. Joy enhances life, and it gives you in a sound state of health. And so when you donate blood, you have the joy of partnering with the health care system to promote or preserve life. In conclusion, I want to encourage us by this discourse that when the issue of blood donation is mentioned, please embrace it. It's good for your health. And that aside, INT'L Hospital is there and other hospitals at least twice a year. I want to encourage us to walk to our hospital and give blood. It enhances your life and it makes you feel good. God bless us as you do so, in Jesus' name.
Let's clap well for the doctor. 12 minutes. He was to use 15 minutes. He used 12 minutes. He saved us 3 minutes. Let's clap for him. Let's